It's a typical Thursday. You get up and you're ready for the day ahead of you. Saying you're sad, yeah, let's check your phone. And then the world has entered a lockdown. I'm sorry, what? Wait, what? How did this happen? Everyone's losing their minds and absolutely going bananas. Toilet paper became a long lost relic of the past. And everyone walks around with a mask covering their faces. And don't forget about hand sanitizer. Well, this is weird. If you had told me 2 years ago what would happen, I would laugh in your face. Because, really? Well, it happened, and we're still going through it right now. This event has really rocked the world. And while there's a few positives, it's mostly been negatives. This has caused a lot of changes in our lives, and has left a big void in our own lifestyles. Suddenly, we're not allowed to go out anymore. We can't even see our friends and family. While at first it seemed bearable, it caused a lot more issues than most people expected. You see, social interaction is healthy for us to go through. Studies have found that these interactions help us positive and motivated for the day or week. It is vital to us. So what happens when it gets taken away? We start to feel lonely, missed out, empty. We strive on these interactions, so not having it anymore does more harm than good. Then what about going outside? Well, fresh air keeps us healthy and awake, and also helps us feel motivated for the day. When we're stuck at home, we don't get the vitamin C we usually get. It makes us feel drained and tired, making things even worse than it already was. Like I've said. You see the issue? All of this drastically changed people's lives in a negative way, and has caused the world to change quite a lot. So what should we do to fill in the hole that has been left in our lives? So there has been plenty of ways people have filled this hole. Watching films, TV shows, going on walks and so much more. But today I'm going to focus on video games. I think they haven't given the credit they deserve for what they've done. People being able to escape reality and go to a very different one. A fun one, full of positivity and fake danger. That lets them escape somewhere else from the COVID-ridden world we're in today. Another thing games have helped with is letting people meet with friends and family in the virtual world and doing stuff together. Helping them get the social interactions they've been missing in normal life, make them not feel alone. With all of this, even for a brief moment, everything feels normal, which is great for people's mental health. I approve for this as well. I've given out a questionnaire to 20 people in my college and got some results which make perfect sense. The first thing I asked was, has lockdown affected your mental health in any way? And 12 of them said a lot. I agree with the results here. Lockdown has caused so many changes in normal life that people struggle with trying to adapt to the normality of their new life, causing it to be foreign, stressful and confusing to them. The next question I asked is, has lockdown caused you to lose track of your social life that you normally have? 14 said yes. This is the response I expected, as due to not being able to see friends and family. People would have felt isolated and separated from everyone, not given the same social interaction they're used to. On the other hand, they can still talk to them on the phones, etc., but it's just not the same. Next, I asked if they started playing more video games during lockdown. 11 said yes. This makes sense, as due to people suddenly having more time to fill, being stuck at home, it makes sense to try to fill it with something else to keep them from being bored. This includes things such as movies, shows, and important to my documentary, video games. Finally I asked, has video games helped you mentally during lockdown? 10 said yes. Continuing from what I said before, video games have been a great substitution for going out because how it can give you experiences and events that you couldn't get in normal life. As well as that, it helps you join up with friends and family. As well as all this, I've interviewed the 21st person at my college asking a similar question. And here are the results. Thank you for coming today.
Thank you for having me.
So I wanted to talk about the last year, because this whole year has been really weird.
Yeah.
All quarantine. How would you say it's affected you mentally over the course of the year?
I think mentally it's had a really big downturn on me because I couldn't see my family, and I've got family down south of the country. And I think not seeing them for almost a year has really affected me. But I think, like everyone else, we've got to get through it and beat the pandemic.
Yeah, it's affected you quite. You haven't been able to see people, so you've not had that like social interaction.
Yeah, I think not seeing anyone and being cooped up in your room, not being able to do much, doing your college work, it just affects you.
Yeah, that makes sense. Would you say mental health has gone down at all?
Oh, 100%. I think the mental health decrease is massive.
Yeah, it seems to be consensus for everyone, really. It seems to have happened.
100%. I think due to this, I think the crime rate's going to go up because people are cooped up inside and they have nothing to do, so they're going to go outside and take it out.
That makes sense, yeah. Would you say that you've done stuff to fill in the time, like playing video games, for example?
Oh, 100%. I've been playing a lot of computer games and video games, and they've been getting the time passed.
What sort of stuff have you been playing?
So like Call of Duty, Rocket League, stuff like that.
That's good. So would you say that playing the games have helped you?
Oh, 100%, because when you're cooped up inside, you can just go into the virtual world and...
It's like an escape.
Yeah, exactly.
To get away from it.
Exactly.
That makes sense. Thank you for coming.
No problem.
As you can see, it seems like video games here have helped a lot of people during this time. Now to finish off, I want to talk about one specific game that I think is a shining example of helping people through quarantine, especially through the early months. That game is Animal Crossing New Horizons. The game came out on 20th of March, which was the day after the UK was sent into lockdown, so it came out at the perfect time. The game has become massive, and everyone was talking about it on social media, and it's recently become the #2 game on Nintendo Switch. So why is that? I believe it's because of the type of game it is. It is basically a virtual life. You go around decorating your house in Ireland, talking to villagers and collecting different items to use, catching fish and bugs and visiting other islands in the sea. The game itself is very relaxed and isn't complicated at all. This means that anyone can pick up and enjoy it. As well as it being a great break from real life and letting you go into a different one. As well as that, you can meet up with friends and family and talk, play games and so much more. The game helped people stay connected and talking at a time when they couldn't, helping with the social interactions people were missing. Also, events would go on in the game, such as Easter, festivals, Halloween, Christmas, etc. This means these events could still go on, making people not miss out on them, which also would help them a lot during quarantine. Overall, I believe that New Horizons absolutely helped people during the early months. That's not discounting other games though. They all helped so many people and I wish they got the respect they would deserve for how much they've helped. So I hope this documentary can help people see how much they've been able to help so much during quarantine. Thank you for listening.